Hey, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you're here. Get ready for a gum flapping session and a day in the shop making it work. I'm Jimmy, by the way, if you're new. Channel's been doing really good. We're growing fast. I really appreciate the support. You guys that have been around a while, man, you've really helped me grow a community. I want to let people get a little glimpse of what goes on today in the life of a mechanic. I don't make these videos so that I look like some kind of a YouTube god, or I'm better than anybody else or anything like that. I want them to be actual reality TV type videos, and I try to make them fun and entertaining as best I can, and make them educational so they serve a purpose, right? So I appreciate you guys in the comments contributing and letting me know when I make a mistake so I can learn as well, right? We're gonna put some clips in of what's gonna happen in today's video right here. Look at that Honda CRV. You guys might remember this one. So I complained and said I need a GearWrench shirt. So we're using the X-infrared camera to try to get to the 3 bolts, and the harness goes down in here somewhere probably anyway. I got the truck in here too. I'm gonna go ahead and clean the glass. All right, so now you guys got a pretty good idea what's going on. I'm gonna finish opening up the shop. It's a little chilly this morning, about 52 degrees for a Floridian. That's like 4 degrees below zero for someone who lives above North Carolina. So let's finish getting this thing ready to go, have some fun, and learn a thing or two. Stay tuned. Check it out, guys. I'm going to be working on a video for this today, so I wanted to give you guys a little peek at it too, in case you don't catch that video. A steering endoscope. So you've seen the endoscopes before, I'm sure. I have one already, but they asked me to check this one out and see what I thought, and you can manipulate it once you put it in a hole. Could be a drain tube for AC, a spark plug hole, checking brakes, almost anything. We're gonna put it to use a little bit. I'm gonna make a video about it. I think it's pretty cool. It takes pictures. There's a light on the end of the dealio. You push this little button. Oh, it's got to be on. Silly. You guys have probably heard of Vivor by now. You can adjust the brightness of the light by pushing it repeatedly, and then when you steer the camera, I'm not moving it, I'm just moving the end. Coolest little thing, I thought. I said, heck yeah, I'll check it out. So look for that video. You know, my tool videos are always on Saturdays, right? Don't miss it. Look at that Honda CRV. I know it's hard to imagine it might have a problem, but it does. Don't worry though, it's only a minor one. It's hard to find the mileage on it too, by the way. 86,332 miles. I had to scroll through this information button to get the mileage up. We're gonna give her a 3. And we're gonna find out why the battery goes dead on. Probably has a bad battery, that's what I'm thinking. But we'll see. Someone just gave me some tips on how to test batteries this morning. So let's get under that hood and take a look. That doesn't look good. Ew. I think they said we just cleaned this in November, and they're having problems. So that positive terminal hasn't corroded away, but it's got a lot of corrosion on it. Let's grab the tester. 12.7 volts. That's already not good, because normally they'd be about 13 or so. Regular flooding. Full cranking amps. It's important to note that you really should be going by the car's required rating, but this is the correct battery for this car, so we're good to go. It's going to fail it, I believe. It's doing a capacitance test. Nope, it says good battery, 86%, 465 cold cranking amps. I'm going to say that's not good. It should be over that. Anything under 100% to me is not good. Let's start it up, make sure it's charging. Shows you the ripple test. Shows you if it's putting out AC current or not. Shows you the condition of the diodes. Charging normal, 14.2. The ripple is 17 millivolts. And it basically should be under 50 millivolts, so pretty good on that. I can print that. I think I can. There it is. Oh, we're out of paper. Dang it. No worries. Comes with some of that. Now, exit. I shut it off and do a cranking test. Enter. Please start the engine. .3 volts. Enter. Oh, that's no good. Huh. Oh, it's got to face the other way, silly. What a knucklehead. I don't know what I'm doing. It's got to push it against the printer thing. Let's go like this again. Print. There you go. Got the printer rolls on this side. It's got to push against it. Anywho, it's very strange. I'm going to try to start this and stop it a few times. See if we get to do something weird. Maybe I'll hold the gas pedal down and put it in clear flood mode and crank it over for 5, 8, maybe 10 seconds and see if the battery can do that. Very interesting. Good battery, good charging, cranking time normal. See if it'll print all three. No, just crank. Okay. That's it. Interesting. I'm going to have to play with this a little bit, see if we get something to happen. She said she had to jump start it, and I'm not going to say she's lying. I'm going to say I have to try to duplicate that. Alright, I cannot get it to give me a trouble. I'm guessing it's probably got a starter issue more than the battery. The battery's not 100%, but it's in pretty good shape. So I'm assuming that every once in a while the starter doesn't crank the engine, and when you put a jumper cable on it, it just happens to work. Sometimes the added amperage might make a difference, but usually not. If it's a bad connection or something, that's not going to be the case. Let's make sure that's connected. Better than that. Got my amp clamp on there. I'm going to use the old VAT45, put a load test on her. This thing is on its last legs. It takes a little while to initialize. You can't really see the screen. She's an old girl. No one will even fix it. They're like, buy a new one, cheapskate. We got the old snap-on commercial charger on the bottom. So let's go ahead and do a battery test. Probably can't see it in there, but trust me, I can see something. Battery test, initial test. I'm going to put test after charge so it doesn't say to recharge it. Cold cranking amp. The dial doesn't really work. I'm turning it, but nothing happens. You just can't give up. You just got to keep going. Sometimes turning it slow will work. Sometimes turning it fast. Uh-oh. We got Matt initializing tester. So it got sad. This is why we don't use this thing. It's the best way is to actually load the battery and see what kind of amperage it can produce, but the capacitance test I found super reliable 99% of the time. Battery test after charge. I'm rocking it as it is. Start. Now we'll do a 10-second thing. It'll stop. It'll let it rest a second, and then I'll do a secondary test, see what it does, and we'll see if it passes. It's counting down the time, and then I'll do a secondary one. It's back to about 12.6, which is a good sign for the battery. Load test 2 is not as heavy duty. Oh, that's not good. Bunk. It's got bad battery. Enter battery temperature. 70 degrees. Sure. Battery is bad. Print. All. Oh, printer don't work either. That's another problem. I'm just feeding the paper out for fun. It's not doing anything.
It's like a receipt from CVS.
It's like trying to get a receipt at the racetrack gas station. It's exactly what their printer does. It goes, nothing comes out. Anyway, so you guys saw the pile test, which actually loads the battery. Showed me that the battery's weak. And I remember I showed you it was 85%. It wasn't at 100. Most batteries are over the cold cranking up rating with the capacitance test, and this one was under. So I kind of knew it might be a problem. That's why I kept pushing it. So there's about 10 different ways you could test a battery. The end result is you give the car back to the customer fixed, right? That doesn't mean it doesn't also have a starter problem. Like there was a Lexus in the bay here this morning when I opened up. Bill put a starter and battery in it about 3 months ago. She was mad because it wouldn't crank. The battery must be bad. It has a bad starter. I think he put a battery and an alternator, and yesterday it came in with a bad starter. So in any event, we're going to put a battery in it and let the customers waiting, and then we'll see how it goes from there. And get this battery ready for install. The battery we had on the shelf is 2 months newer than this one. This a year and a half old. You know, I'm not even going to say it's not up to me because you guys know it's not. That wasn't very tight. That one was. These aren't tight either. I didn't loosen them yet. All I did was pop these clips off, and I noticed it's moving around. So it makes me a little sad, gotta be honest. I'm gonna clean this up a little good too while I got it apart. She is on there. There you go. I'd rather be a little hard on and have it crack now than have it do it down the road on the customer. So that's why I'm not hesitating to smack it with my screwdriver. Gotta get some of this chunky corrosion buildup out of here. By any means necessary. This will stop it from tightening up all the way, so I would definitely want that out of there. I always put the caps back on the core battery too, so they don't short in transit. Plastic tray. It's got to sit down on the holes. That might have been why the hold downs weren't tight. There it is. Oh! Special effects and studio lighting. I didn't put a memory saver in it because she jump started it this morning and brought it in here. It didn't really fit that great. Battery install is hard. There you go. I want it to crank down. I just don't want it loose, that's all. I'm going to put some protectant on there. I already rinsed it off, that's why everything's a little wet. this stuff in all the cracks and crevices so it doesn't duplicate the problem. Alright, now we'll see how it fires up. Alright, that was a fun one. Got a 1 hour and a battery testing replaced. That's alright. Maybe something productive will happen today. It's been kind of slow this week. I don't know how it's been. You guys that are mechanics watching, has it been slow for you after New Year's? The traffic's worse than ever, but the repairs are a little slow. So it always picks up. It's up and down from December and January, and it starts to pick up when tax returns start coming in. Let's see what's next. I did clean up after myself, for anyone wondering. I always leave it cleaner than I found it. Or at least I tried to. Dale gave me an Ingersoll Rand shirt for Christmas, so I complained and said, I need a GearWrench shirt. Boom, here you go. Oh, look, they redid the whole truck. Yeah, Milwaukee section.
Ever lived on was really long.
GearWrench. Don't be fooled. That's not the only shelf. It goes all the way down.
That's nice.
You need a socket individual? There you go. No problem.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Oh wait, there's another shelf of them.
8, 4, 4, 4.
You'd be hard pressed to find a truck with more stuff. Pliers, vice grips, overhead screwdrivers, ratchets, extensions, more GearWrench stuff, socket sets and wrench sets. And I mean, he keeps this truck packed. Him and his wife run the truck, come here every Friday.
What size you need?
I mean, the stuff on here you can't imagine. What do you need? Just tell me in the comments. I'll ship it to you. Oh, and they bring sip and dip and donuts or whatever. Is that sip and dip? Is that what it's called? Look at these. Look at these donuts. Ridiculous. You guys are hungry now, ain't you? You guys might remember this one. He says ever since I worked on it, it rattles. And the heat shield fell off. Everything's rusty, if you remember. So we're gonna try to tie wrapper up the best we can. Let's see what happens. Probably not the ideal setup, but can't really put a self-tapper in the exhaust or in the gas tank. So we'll have to see what we can come up with. I might need to drill a hole here and tie wrap it again up top a little more. Seems like it doesn't really want to stay up there. Ever since my repairs made it rusty. It wasn't before. Anyhow, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm playing with this, and then we're going to do the mirror. And the AAA truck came with the ambient temp sensor. You saw yesterday's video, right? Alright, so even though the customer accused me of causing a problem, this is the tie wrap that was in there. It was hanging off. I don't know if I filmed it, so I might be filming it twice, but that's alright. I want to make sure you guys are informed. So the customers had a problem with this before. Someone tie wrapped it up. The tie wrap broke, so I got blamed for causing the problem. I got a new tie wrap, but it's pretty light duty. When this one broke, I don't know how long ago it was put in there. So I'm going to go the extra mile since I got accused of causing a problem. I'm going to put a hole in this. This is my Sunex hole punch flanging tool. It makes flanges and sheet metal for doing rust repairs or body or panel repairs. And it'll also make a hole. It's just under a 1/4 inch. Super handy. It would have taken quite a while to set up my drill and drill that. Just making a punch hole, it's nice and easy. Now I can put a second tie wrap around here because it's off the exhaust by a 1/4 inch. I just don't trust this little tie wrap, and I don't want to see him in a month saying it's rattling again. So I think 2 tie wraps will do it. Now people just generally forget about this kind of stuff. You know, they're not malicious, but it sure would feel a lot nicer if someone said, every once in a while I have a rattle problem. I think there's a heat shield issue or something. If you can take a look at that for me. Instead of going, yeah, now my car's rattling since you worked on it. But that's all right. Something I've been dealing with the entire 40-something years. You guys that work up in the Rust Belt, you got to deal with it much more than I do, I'm guessing. In any event, when you take a lot of pride in your work, it just hurts a little more, you know? I think that'll hold for a while. The only problem is going to be the exhaust, but it's not terribly hot right there. If the tank can handle it, the tie wrap probably will for quite a while. We'll see. All right. You gotta take the door panel off to get the panel under the door panel off to get to the 3 bolts, and the harness goes down in here somewhere probably anyway. So we're just gonna pop off whatever little covers we can find. I didn't look at the instructions yet. Who needs instructions? But I'll look at them if I have to. Oh. Oh. That's easy. Looks like it's held in by 3 7s. There might be some other screws. Usually it's clips around the perimeter. But oh, there is a couple 7s on the bottom too, so no worries, I have a tool for those. Sounds destructive, but it's really just a very strong plastic clip letting go. Feels like there might be something under here. Sometimes it matters which end you take off first. You don't want to break anything, but yeah, there's a clip in there. Man, they're tight. Seems to be a thing they do is make the clips so strong that they're either going to break the plastic or let go. And you never really know for sure which one will happen. I don't know if there's even anything under there. Oh, something going on. My goodness gracious. Trying to pull these little feet out of here, and they're in a metal retention deal. They're serious about it too, let me tell you what. Huh, there's a screw right in there. That's nice. Now, me personally, you could just have like a 1-inch plastic cover, but that's all right. Don't complain too much. Also, don't talk too much. Let's get to work. I need an extension. Get a GearWrench 7 and a Lyle. I think that's a lot. No, it's a gray pneumatic extension. Let's see how that goes. That's better. Alright, now it should let me pull it off, I think. Probably gonna need more clips. Sound of destruction. And it's under the door panel, so listen here, man. Listen here, you. It's completely unclipped. Just doesn't want to lift out past the... There you go. My gracious goodness, man. What are you guys doing? I don't want to disconnect everything, but I want to get this... This is the harness I'm after and the connector. So, and they molded that so it's formed under the door panel really well. So you have to take door panel off to do the mirror, which, I mean, how often do you replace a mirror? Unless you put your ambient air temp sensor in it. That's discombobulated. That one. That one. That one. There it is. One more clip. Rubber grommet. All right. 4 10s and this thing's out. 3 10s. I don't think that 10 comes out according to the mirror. It's right over there by you guys. Tell me what you think. Oh, there is a 4th one. Okay, it's under the rubber grommet. I'm still learning. I'm gonna keep a nut in my hand. I'm gonna have to feed the new mirror in. I don't care as much about the old one except for it hitting the car. Or truck. I don't want that to happen. But when I put the new one in, I'll just reach around and start one of these nuts so it doesn't fall. For sure. feed the wire through. Top one's going to have the most leverage on it. Uh-oh. Let's not get too crazy. First I'm snugging them all, then I'm tightening them all. Clips back where they belong. This has to hook around the metal door edge inside the window here, and then a couple of clips hold it at the base. I don't want this door panel to fall too far because I didn't disconnect everything from it. Stay. Rubber's got to go above the plastic. Might have to grab my pocket screwdriver. Pop this in place and try to feed the rubber over. Oh, you know what? I got this tool. This stuff's pretty soft rubber too, so I try to be a little careful with it so it doesn't tear. Even on a commercial vehicle, you don't want to add damage you don't have to. That worked out pretty well, actually. Right. Make sure it's all the way in. All my rubber's out from under it. Right. Door panel. This rubber, this window felt can move back and forth, so killing me, bro. Oh, you know what? This has snaps going this way. I'm gonna have to pop it out of the door panel, so the door panel would just push up against it. That's why it was fighting me so hard. Slid the window felt off. I gotta take all these clips off individually, snap them all back on individually, and then the door panel will go back on a little easier, I think. I was pulling, didn't want to let go. What are you gonna do? Make sure everything's still attached. It's only one electrical connector and a cable. I probably should have popped it off, but that's hindsight. Now, the lock knob, put that in the door, and then it'll slide into the little rubber grommet that holds it. That's the theory. That's a good test to know the cable didn't fall out. It unlocked the door when I pulled the handle. I see you want me to get a magnetic socket. That's what it is. That's alright. Alright, dude. If it was summer, I'd have my pocket screwdriver in my pocket, but you're killing me over here. There was a screw down here, but it wasn't the screw I had in there. That's weird. Must have been a factory faux pas. I did have these out here from working on that matrix. Alright, let's give it another go. Killing me, bro. Alright, I guess I'm going back to the toolbox for magnetic stuff. Alright, we got the Gray Pneumatic 7. Got a little magnet in there. And the magnet will actually push into the socket if you have a stud. Handy little deal. That's how it's supposed to work. I can't explain it. That's it for screws here. Now I can try to get this on without breaking any more ears off. I guess you put that under, or you're supposed to lift the switch panel off, I guess? No, the switch panel is bolted. So it's designed to break when you take it apart. You just replace it with new stuff, that's all. That's what they always say in the instructions. Oh, the plastic clip fell into the hole instead of pushing on it. Cool. Are they stupid or evil? I don't know. I can't figure it out. But if I leave that without a clip in it, it's going to be rattling or sticking out and cause an issue. So we don't want that. I'm not sure if this comes apart this way. I'm going to give it a go though. This switch panel would not come off if you wanted it to. Have to edit that part out. Oh my goodness gracious, man. You guys see an engineer out on the road or in a shopping mall, give them a hug. They obviously are angry people and they're sad, so they need a hug. Everyone feels a little better with a hug. This doesn't come out that way, dude. Alright, what do these look like? I'll go find another one. I don't know where it went. Oh, you know what I'll do? I'll move this over here. Done playing games with engineering stupidity. That's about the level of my patience right there. I'm gonna put all these stupid screws back in. 1 hour job turns into a fiasco because the engineers can't figure out what it takes to push the plastic into a clip. So you see the teeth are all sticking straight up. That's because when you pull it out, it destroys those retention clips. So you're supposed to replace them. They're single use. So now we have to tell our customer that it's $40 more than it should cost because of all the clips being one use. And then they usually get mad at you. Nope, the engineers are stupid. That's what it really is. FYI. I'm gonna put all the clips back in now. I've got my tool out. This goes under in the front and snaps down in the back. If you take it off the wrong way, it could break. So, FYI. I suppose it won't rattle anymore once this is back in place. You know what I'm going to do too? I'm going to bend these back so it doesn't push through again. I'll lose more of them, right? Trying to do this without pinching my fingers at the same time. So now this is the part where someone says, oh yeah, every time you do those you got to order all those clips. I know now. That's what I'm trying to bend back. Now I probably could just get like a screwdriver and push it in there, but I don't want the clip to go back in through the door panel like the other one did. I'm going to bend these all back and then we'll pop that plastic panel on. I don't want you guys to be in agony too. Alright, now all my little clips, I bent them back in so that they won't, what happens is these are curved, so it'll push into the hole easier than the plastic will push into it. Let's see what happens now. If this don't work, we got JB Weld. Alright, I'm going to call it a win. Now we'll get the scanner back on it. Clear those codes. See if all our pretty lights go out. Don't need a kickstand in this one. They got one for you. Put that window up. Look how nice that mirror is adjusted for you out of the box. Perfect. So far I'm not getting a message about the reductant tank, so that's good. Still gonna clear all my codes though. We'll go smart scan. We'll clear that code for the mirror ambient temp sensor issue out of all the modules. If you didn't see yesterday's video, this truck had a broken mirror. The bottom cap is where the ambient air temp sensor is, and when that breaks off, if you hit the mirror on something and break it, then it sets codes in like 3 different modules because it can't see ambient air. It goes to -40 if the sensor gets ripped off of there. So you see we got codes in 3 modules because of it. We'll clear those out, fire this thing up, and she should purr like a kitten. Clear DTCs, yep. Just for fun, let's go into engine control module and see what the ambient temp sensor is. Reductant system was where the code was. That was the one concerning the customer because they were getting warnings about their reductant tank. So ambient air temp. Boom. 69 degrees. That's about right. It's a beautiful day today, by the way. That's about exactly what the temperature is. All right. This one's fixed. No more warnings. Happy customer about to arrive. Let's pull this thing around and see what's next. I got the Joe's got a draw on this 0.17, 0.19. So we're using the X infrared camera to try to find it, but right now you can see the fuse panel. She's a little warm because it was just running. Even the headlight shows temperature still, so it's going to cool off a little bit, and then we'll be able to look at this fuse panel and see if just one area focuses heat. But right now something going on in this lower driver's side corner for sure, but it's got to sit. Everything's got to get to kind of room temperature, and if one of those relays or an area of the fuse panel doesn't ever cool off and stays orange, then that's where our 0.18 is coming from, and we'll start pulling the relays out of there and see when that heat signature goes away. Alright, let's hook this thing up. Look at my face, will you? It'll turn itself on. He's got the dongle out of it, and that was the amp draw, he thinks. Let's take the rubber cap off. I wish this thing went to 1X, but this one relay in the front's a little warm. He said the amp draw went away, but that relay in the front corner looks warm. It's his ticket. I'm just showing you guys the camera in action more than anything, and I'm gonna let him know. I'm gonna show him my video. He should watch Making It Work too. Let's bring up the temperature display. Display setting, temperature display, there you go. Now I'll see what that temperature actually is. 77, 78, and right next to it. So basically what it does is the warmest thing in the scene will be orange, and the coldest will be black or dark purple. So even though it looks like it's hot, it's just a few degrees above the surrounding plastic. So again, we have to let it sit. He took the dongle out. The dongle was drawing 0.17 amps, and the whole fuse panel was orange. Now just that one little corner, but like I said, 3 degrees difference. Probably not a concern. We'll see if it all equalizes in temperature after an hour or 2. You know it's slow when the Kraken's getting service. Peace. I got the truck in here too. I'm gonna go ahead and clean the glass. I'm gonna do what I can to make the glass invisible, because it's freaking filthy. You see that? I don't know if it shows up on camera, but I have to say it's almost invisible, but not quite. When you got time on your hands, you can hook up your Bluetooth. Alright guys, we are wrapping it up. Shop's all closed up. Really slow day today. I played with the truck a little bit, got my Bluetooth hooked up. You saw that, right? So did a few things messing with the stereo. So I haven't had time to play with any of that. I guess we're going to roll this video to a close right here. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something from it. Subscribe, torque the like button, click the bell for notifications, check these videos out in the corner, all that stuff. Hope I see you in the next one. You're awesome.